What's up, everybody? Irving TV, Double I TV, whatever you guys want to call me, as long as it's nothing disrespectful. Because if it gets disrespectful, then you know what? Actually, I'm gonna let Steven come up with this one. What we're gonna do if they get disrespectful, Steven? You gonna do what? Oh my goodness! Remind me never to piss you off. And I thought I got valid. You sure you want that to go on air, Steven? All right, okay. All right, just to let you know, you came up with that, not me. You came up with that. And I'd like to welcome y'all to episode 16, I believe, of Squirrel Moments, the podcast, with my silent co-host, Steven the Squirrel. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Whenever y'all listening or whenever y'all watching this, today is June the 4th. The day that we're recording this, it is 10:41 in the morning, and I'm glad to be recording another episode, and I'm sure Steven is as well, even though he got super valid not too long ago. Again, I thought I was the valid one, but yeah, again, hope everybody's having a good one. I need to thank everybody for their support. Just want to say thank you, first of all, for whoever's watching, which the video version is on youtube.com/iIrvingTV. And for those that are listening to the audio version, which is available on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Google Podcasts, I believe, what is it? Apple Podcasts, whatever it is. Yeah, Apple Podcasts, whatever it's called. I can't think of the name right now. And it's available on other platforms as well. I appreciate everybody that's watching and listening. And if you're watching the video version, go ahead and press the like, drop a comment below. Also share the video, all that kind of stuff. And if you're listening to the audio version, however the rating system works, give it 5 stars, whatever. I like honest ratings, but I prefer 5 stars. What you think, Steven? Okay, yeah, we definitely prefer 5 stars. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Well, first of all, I want to tell y'all something real quick, which I don't know if y'all know this, if you're watching the video version, but where Steven is, his table, you notice I got some products right here. And the reason why I got those products is because I just finished taking a shower, all that kind of stuff, and I did a little skincare and all that stuff. First of all, let me say this for all my men that is out there, all my men that are out there, boys too, but men, please have some type of hygiene routine. It ain't gotta be nothing super crazy or anything like that, but just take care of yourself. Please just take care of yourself. It's cool to have like I say, it ain't gotta be like 20 products you gotta use for skincare and all that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all my again, the products that I got behind me. Let me get the first one right here. Now as far as my face go, I don't do nothing too crazy. I might add some other stuff, but right now these are 2 things that I have right now. If you're watching the video version, you'll be able to see. But ooh, it got a little dark here. But I have a gentle face exfoliator, which has papaya and mango in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. And then I have what is this? A charcoal acne scrub, and these 2 are for my face. So yeah, I got that good skin. I got that smooth skin. And y'all see I've been growing my beard out lately, and I'm not a big beard person. But I was like, I'm gonna let it grow out for a while, because usually after a little bit I'll cut it, but this time I've been letting it grow, and I'm actually liking it. So yeah, that's what I use for my face. And then as far as my soap goes, I usually use either black soap or I use natural soap, like Dr. Squash. And I showed y'all the soap before, but I've been using the Star Wars soap as of late. It don't have those crazy chemicals in there, because I'm very booty hole when it comes. Y'all know the term is anal, but I'm very booty hole when it comes to what comes in contact with my skin. So that's the kind of soap I use. And then the lotion that I use is an after shower whipped body cream, which has cucumber and chamomile, chamomile. There we go. So it's right there. And then as far as cologne goes, this is the type of cologne I use, and it's nothing fancy neither. Sorry to be reaching all over you, Steven, but it's an off-brand cologne. It's called Luxury Men number 11, which is this right here. And just to let y'all know, I got all of these from the Dollar Tree. So for all my men well, except the soap, of course, but I'm sure they have some good and decent soaps over there. So for all my men out there should be no excuse why you shouldn't be able to take care of yourself. That you should have no excuse. You better go. And I know people gonna be like, oh, that stuff is cheap, this, that, cheap cologne and all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you something real quick. It's better than nothing. Why you gonna shoot? You got a date or something like that, you ain't got that much money, you better go to the dollar store and get you something. As long as you don't spray too much. I usually do about 3 sprays of the cologne, and that's about it. I don't do too much. And even then I feel like that's too much. But you should not have no excuse to why your hygiene is awful. And like for example with me, the good thing is I have locks, and with my locks I actually retwist them myself, which I did last week. So I retwisted my locks, and I actually cut my own hair, and I do my own shaving and all that kind of stuff. So I save a lot of money. So, and I self-taught. All this stuff that I'm doing as far as like the shaving and cutting my hair, all that is self-taught. So all the resources that's out here, you got YouTube and all that kind of stuff, you should have no excuse to why your hygiene is, granted I need to cut my fingernails, but you should have no reason to be dirty or stinky or anything like that. You should have no excuse, because let me tell you something real quick, and I learned this pretty early, but you'll be surprised what self-care does with your mental health, like skincare and all that kind of stuff. It does wonders to because if you start taking care of yourself, your mental health, because when your mental health starts dipping, you start forgetting about the small stuff like your hygiene and your skincare and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to throw that out there for all my men. Also, women, y'all want to take care of yourself as well, because sometimes when stuff gets tough, I notice, well, I ain't gonna say notice, but sometimes I don't even want to say let yourselves go, but sometimes stuff slips. It just happens. I mean, no judgment, but I'm just saying it should be no excuse to why you smelling like darn old burritos that been sitting in the refrigerator for 2 years. And that goes for everybody, men and women, but I'm speaking specifically men. So there should be no reason why you shouldn't be taking care of yourself. Again, I do my own shaving. Oh, that's just a reflection of I thought my lips was chapped. I'm talking about hygiene, and my lips be chapped and dry. And you know what? That's totally off. I kind of went off a little bit because I was only planning on talking about the hygiene stuff for 5 minutes, because that wasn't even part of the show notes. But anyway, I just want to make sure my men out there are taken care of. Make sure y'all smelling good. Make sure y'all skin is good and all that kind of stuff. Just take care. Just take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying. And it's real simple. It's really simple. And plus, again, it makes you, makes you feel it. Blah. You feel good afterwards. It's just a good feeling. You step out of the shower, do what you do, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the podcast. Hold on. Steven, do you take care of yourself? You do skincare and all that kind of stuff? Oh, yeah, that's right. You got a lot of fur. But you still want to make sure that your skin is good, right? And your fur, right? I mean, you want to get all... I mean, you trying to go out there with these other squirrels and, bust a nut. What? You got nuts right in front of you along with your water. Anyway, so if y'all didn't know, first of all, for those that hold on, where am I going with this? For those that's tuning in to my podcast for the first time, or come across my channel for the first time, or whatever, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And recently, Star Wars Celebration just passed. And for those that don't know, what Star Wars Celebration is basically like a con, an official Star Wars con expo, where people get together, dress up as Star Wars characters, all that stuff. And plus, a lot of announcements from Lucasfilms and Disney, where they make new announcements about new shows, new movies, new projects, and all that kind of stuff. I've never been, but I always wanted to go. So, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to go yet. You know, I'm not rich. I'm not rich. But anyway, well, you ain't got to be rich to go. But the point is, I ain't got no money right now. So, and usually it rotates between Anaheim, California, Chicago, and Europe, which next year is going to be Europe. So, but yeah, I think it was another country they had it as well. But usually it rotates between those three. So, so it's been a couple of things that have been announced, which couple of video games like Star Wars, Jedi Survivor. I did react to the teaser of that during the stream. I was gonna make a video out of that, but unfortunately the audio, I forgot to turn on the audio for the computer audio. What else I did a reaction to? Oh, Andor, which is coming out this year. And just a lot of stuff, and some of them we're going to discuss on the podcast. But before we get to that, let's talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Oh my goodness, y'all. Right now, as we recording this, right now it's only 3 episodes, but those 3 episodes are good. It's good. It's good. When I say it's good, it's ooh, the acting is phenomenal. You can tell it's a good budget. The budget isn't as high as The Mandalorian, but the budget is definitely still there. It's definitely movie quality. Oh yeah, and Ewan McGregor, you know, who plays Obi-Wan, younger Obi-Wan. Well, he's a little bit older now. He's phenomenal and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna get into any spoilers. This is gonna be spoiler free, but just know. They did put a lot of thought behind this. And I know a lot of people was upset because at first the Obi-Wan Kenobi show was supposed to be a movie, but then Kathleen Kennedy kind of stepped in and was like, you know what, let's make this a show, which was a good idea. Because I think now that, because the thing with movies is, I mean, movies are good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you can tell more of a story with TV shows because you have more time than you will have with a movie. Because a movie is usually like at most like 90 minutes, 2 hours or something like that, whereas a show you can have up to an hour, and if you have like 8 to 10 episodes, even though this one only has 6, if you have 8 to 10 episodes, you can tell more of a bigger story, and you're not rushing, you're not trying to compress everything into one. So I with all these TV shows coming out, I think Star Wars should stick with more of the TV shows and the animated shows, which by the way they announced Bad Batch season 2, but I believe they should stick to the shows. It's much better than I ain't gonna say much better than the movies, but it's definitely with the TV shows it tells a better story. So. But anyway, but yeah, definitely Obi-Wan. I believe all y'all should check that out. If you're a Star Wars fan, definitely check it out. But anyway, now, unfortunately, of course, with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, one of the stars that's on there, which her name is Moses Ingram. I believe that's what it is. Moses Ingram, who plays one of the Inquisitors on there. Unfortunately, she faced a lot of hate and racist threats online on her Instagram and all that kind of stuff. And this is sad. But I'm gonna get to this article real quick, in which the article is from thedailybeast.com, which was originally posted on May the 31st, and it was updated as of June the 1st. But let's go ahead and pull this up. And it reads as follows. Obi-Wan Kenobi star Moses Ingram reveals racist threats as Star Wars fans slam the studio. So, let's get to the original story. Alright, because some of this is updates. Haven't we seen this enough? Yet again, a new Star Wars performer has been subject to a flurry of racist backlash online. After the debut of Obi-Wan Kenobi last Friday, star Moses Ingram has had to spend the weekend shooting down trolls on social media instead of celebrating her new Disney Plus series. On her Instagram story, Ingram shared a couple of hurtful messages she received from strangers. Your days are numbered, one user sent the actress. Another reads, "You suck, loser," and then "You're a diversity hire and you won't be loved or remembered for this acting role." See what I mean? This is sad, but I'm gonna keep reading. But let me drink this water real quick. In Obi-Wan, Ingram stars as Reverend Savander, aka the third sister, an inquisitor who bows to Darth Vader. Essentially, she's a villain. While we're not programmed to like villains, and Reva is especially vicious, targeting a. Hold on. Yeah, this is kind of a spoiler. I mean, if you're watching the video version, you're gonna see it, but this is kind of a spoiler. So I'm gonna prepare y'all real quick. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. While we're not programmed to like villains, and Reva is especially vicious, targeting a young Princess Leia that hasn't stopped fans from cuddling up to iconic characters like Vader, Kylo Ren, and Darth Maul. But Star Wars has a brutal history of racism towards its stars of color. Ahmad Best, who starred as the controversial yet so cheerful Jar Jar Binks in the prequels, was nearly driven to suicide by online vitriol. I think that's how you say vitriol. In more recent years, John Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran, who has been completely forced offline, had to deal with a complete train wreck of racist online trolls. Ingram opened up about dealing with these folks in another Instagram story in which she spoke directly to the camera, saying there are hundreds of hate messages sitting in her unread inbox. And I know myself. I know eventually I'm gonna have to face this, as well as, you know, my following builds up and, you know, I start having more of a following, whatever. Anyway, there's nothing anybody can do to stop this hate, Ingram said. The thing that bothers me is this feeling that I've had inside of myself, which no one has told me, but this feeling that I've just got to shut up and take it, that I've just kind of got to bear it. I'm not built like that. But she shouldn't have to shut up and take it, should she? The folks behind Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy, George Lucas, Disney, should be backing their stars as much as possible, advocating for her role in the universe. The best the company could do was share a mere tweet about their star, hoping that will be enough to fan the flames of their racist fan base. And the tweet said, or the post said, "We are proud to welcome Moses Ingram to the Star Wars family and excited for Reva's story to unfold. If anyone tends to make her feel any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say. We resist," they shared earlier this morning. "There are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be racist." Fans wasted no time calling the franchise out on their BS, rehashing previous racism regarding Boyega and Tran in The Force Awakens and beyond. For one, Star Wars decided to remove Boyega from TFA's Chinese poster. Simply put, Star Wars has a rocky track record when it comes to supporting its people of color cast members. Watching a studio that coddled toxic fans for decades in the name of profit try to put a lid back on a jar with a tweet, it's always cute, shared the Daily Beast's Laura Bradley. With actors like Diego Luna and Rosario Dawson set to lead the upcoming Star Wars series, Star Wars Andor on Disney Plus, Star Wars certainly needs to get its act together soon, starting with more direct messaging to its racist, spiteful fan base. Alright, so that's that. And then the update, which this was updated on the 1st of June. After this story was published, the Star Wars account put out a personal message from Ewan McGregor. I don't know why I keep McGregor. Ewan McGregor in which the actor says in the video post, I just want to say as the leading actor on the series, as the executive producer on the series, that we stand with Moses. Yes, we love Moses. Is it Moses or Moses? I'm going to say Moses for now. And if you send a bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind. You know what? Let me tell y'all something real quick. Now, I'm not surprised that, you know, first of all, I'm a black man myself. If you can see, if you watch the video version, you see that I'm black. I mean, yeah, I'm black. But first of all, I'm not surprised because I know racism is still a thing. But all right, let me say this real quick. I'm about to be controversial here. This is not me getting political or anything like that. So don't worry, it's not gonna be political. But that being said, if I have any racist that is following me, who is a fan of mine, which I don't know how you could be a fan of mine if you're racist, but if you're racist, I'm gonna give y'all the chance right now to unsubscribe from me, to stop unfollowing me, whatever. Cause I'm gonna tell you now, this space that I've created, my whole movement, my whole following, all that kind of stuff, I don't want that being tainted by racism. I don't care if you're racist towards blacks, Asians, white, whatever. Racism of all kind is not welcome on this channel. It's not welcome on the podcast. It's not welcome anywhere that involves me. So if you're racist of any kind, get the hell out of here. Just go. I don't want to deal with y'all, and I don't want y'all dealing with the people that follow me, because I want this to be a safe space. Of course, this is the internet. It's hard to have a safe space on the internet, but anything dealing with me, just get away. Don't, because I don't want y'all going after each other. No, I won't tolerate that. I'm not going to tolerate that. And you know what? This is getting ridiculous. This whole, I never understood racism. I never ever understood it at all. I just don't get it. Like, how can you hate somebody based upon the color of their skin? First of all, how can you hate somebody, period? You know, especially somebody that have done nothing to you. And I'm sorry if you can hear the lawnmower in the background. My dad's cutting grass outside. But just why? Just why? Again, if there's any racists that follow me, just unfollow me right now. Even if you're not racist towards blacks, if you're racist towards whites, if you're racist towards Asians, natives, all that kind of stuff, any races of any kind, any hatred of any kind will not be tolerated over here. So just, if you have any hatred in your heart, just go. I don't care. But that's crazy that she had to go through that. And the stuff that I read out, that the messages that they were sending her, that's probably only the tip of the iceberg. She probably got way worse. Again, they were sending threats to her. They were sending threats. It's like, she got the role of a lifetime. She got the job of the lifetime. That is a great opportunity. And just for it to be ruined by people that have jealousy and hatred in their heart. And yes, I do agree that in the past, Star Wars and Lucasfilms and Disney, they didn't handle, John Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran. I'm sorry. They didn't handle that situation right. And I hope they learn from that. People complain about how they handle that, and everybody can critique that, but hopefully they handle it better than they did when The Force Awakens and all that came out. And the fact that John Boyega was removed from the Chinese poster, yeah, that was suspicious right there. That was definitely suspicious. So just know that racism isn't tolerated over here. So again, if you have that in your heart, I don't care if, because I have like 500 something subscribers on YouTube. I don't care if 400 of y'all are racist. I don't care if I lose 400 subscribers. That's less hatred that goes on over here. So, but I do definitely support Moses Ingram. She's definitely a good actor. She's not the top tier actor, because her acting pretty good on there. iffy moments, but I mean, and it's one thing to critique her acting, that's one thing, but to hate her based upon the color of her skin. Anyway, we're gonna move on because when it comes to racism, I just never understood it. I never understood it, and excuse me. And thank goodness I've never really encountered racism, at least not directly, as far as I know. If I did, I didn't notice or I didn't catch on to it. But yeah, just I've been lucky to not have to face extreme racism or anything like that. I mean, at the most, I've been called the N-word by a white person, but that's it. So. And I'm not shrugging that off, but I'm just saying that's the most that I've had happen to me. What you think, Steven? You think racism is stupid, right? Right. I mean, we can have brown squirrels, we can have gray squirrels. I think there's white squirrels out there. There's different types of squirrels out there because you're like a brown, you're more of a red squirrel, I believe, right? Yeah, you're a red squirrel, but. Yeah, so what's the point? I mean, diversity is... Let me tell you something real quick. I love my black women. I love my thick, black, beautiful queens. I love them. But shoot, I love Asians. I love white women, Asian women, Indian women. Shoot, women are women at the end of the day. Shoot, if a thick white girl was to walk in my room right now, shoot, this podcast will stop. I will stop recording right now. I'm so serious. Or a thick age, or a thick Hispanic coming here start speaking Spanish. All right, let's move on. Anyway, more Star Wars news. Something a little bit more positive. Liam Neeson will be returning to Star Wars. Now, if you don't know, Liam Neeson, he played as Qui-Gon in The Phantom Menace, and he voiced Qui-Gon a couple of times as well. So, yeah, let's go to this article, which is by JoeBlow.com, and this article reads as follows, and it was posted 7 days ago. So, yeah. So there's a new show, an animated show that's going to be doing shorts. It's going to be called Tales of the Jedi, and which Liam Neeson returning to voice Qui-Gon Jinn. Yet more amazing news for Star Wars fans emerging from Anaheim, with the latest tidbit dropping by Lucasfilm via Collider and Disney, revealing that none other than Liam Neeson is returning to the fold. He'll be reprising his role as Qui-Gon Jinn in the Star Wars animated series Tales of the Jedi. The series, which is already in production and actually screened its first episode at Star Wars Celebration, will only feature Neeson in a single episode, with the younger Qui-Gon being voiced by his son. While it's not a complete return to Jedi action for Neeson, it does give me hope that perhaps we'll see Neeson show up as a Jedi ghost version of Qui-Gon in the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series, opposite Ewan McGregor. Hold on, I'm getting a whole bunch of text. What's going on here? What's going on? Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, I got a little distracted. Neeson has always seemed up for a cameo, and indeed his performance in death at the hands of Darth Maul is among the most acclaimed moments in the prequels trilogy. Tales of the Jedi will, as the title suggests, tell previously untold stories out of the Jedi lore, with the Qui-Gon installment following his tutelage by Count Dooku before the latter turned evil. Too bad Christopher Lee is no longer with us, but I'm sure they'll cast someone interesting in his place. If there was one message to emerge from Star Wars Celebration, it's this: the future of Star Wars is bright, but for the time being, that future is on the small screen via Disney Plus. While like many fans, I yearn for for a return of big screen Star Wars movies. I also have no problem with the brain trust at Lucasfilm waiting until they get things right. So, yep, Liam Neeson will be returning. Even though it's just a small return, I'm definitely excited for that. And hopefully he does make an appearance in the Obi-Wan show. because y'all know Qui-Gon was trained to, you know, appear at the death. Now, he doesn't appear as a full Force ghost, but he does know how to communicate with the world of the living, because Qui-Gon taught Yoda how to do it, and then he's going to be teaching Obi-Wan. So, which Yoda also taught Obi-Wan as well how to speak with to the world of the living once they pass and all that kind of stuff. Woo, 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 woo. But anyway, yeah, that's that. So, what you think about that, Steven? Are you excited for Liam Neeson to be voicing Qui-Gon? Cool. Qui-Gon be bygone. Qui-Gon be bygone. Qui-Gon be bygone. Anyway. Alright. So enough Star Wars stuff for now. We're going to get to our next article, which some gaming news. Sony recently revealed their plan to end the PlayStation 4. So this article is by comicbook.com, which was posted on May the 9th. And it reads as follows. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Sony has revealed that it's planning to finally wind down the PlayStation 4. First released back in 2013, the PlayStation 4 has gone on to become not only one of Sony's most successful consoles, but it's also become one of the top-selling video game platforms ever. Despite this, Sony is now looking to sell the PS5 as its primary hardware, of course, which means that the PlayStation 4 is naturally coming to an end. Now, thanks to new guidance from Sony, we have an idea of when the PlayStation 4 may officially be going away. Outlined in Sony's latest financial presentation, it was made clear that games for PlayStation 4 will be gone by 2025. That doesn't mean that legacy PS4 games will no longer be purchasable, but Sony is clearly planning to be done with releasing new titles on the platform by this time. Instead, by 2025, Sony has projected that the majority of its revenue associated with games will stem from PlayStation 5, with titles on PC and mobile also bringing in the other half of its income. As a whole, this obviously shouldn't be surprising given that the PS5 will be Sony's main focus in the years to come. Still, it's worth stressing that at this very moment, the PlayStation 4 is a platform that Sony is still manufacturing and releasing games for. In fact, this year's biggest PlayStation game, God of War Ragnarok, is still expected to release on PlayStation 4 whenever it does arrive. At some point in the coming year, Sony will likely end up making a bigger announcement. What's wrong with me, Steven? I need help. Maybe you should start speaking more. I know you're the solid co-host, but you can anyway. You know what, Steven? Hold on. Let me hold on. First of all, Steven, I just want to say this real quick. I don't want people to think I'm doggy. I really appreciate you being here. You know, we hold on. Let me switch the screen real quick. Me and Steven had this back and forth thing. We still love each other, but we had this back and forth thing sometimes. Even like he's been in a couple streams now, and he's been in a couple videos like the Let's Play Resident Evil. He appeared in 2 episodes. And yeah, so me and Steven had that back and forth. We're definitely good. So we're not serious. We don't hate each other or anything like that. So we good. Anyway, back to it. At some point in the coming year, Sony will likely end up making a bigger announcement related to the PlayStation 4 and the official end of its life cycle. As we've now been informed, though, this announcement should end up coming about before 2025 rolls around, so be sure to prepare accordingly. Yeah. So around 2025, PlayStation will be ending. It will no longer be releasing games for the PlayStation 4, which makes sense because you have the PlayStation 5 now, and all good things have to come to an end because, like, when the PlayStation 4 was out, eventually the PlayStation 3 ended. And also when the PlayStation 3 was out, the PlayStation 2 had ended. Although the PlayStation 2 ran for a long time. When I say a long time, I think it was right when the PlayStation 4 was ready to be released when they finally stopped producing the PlayStation 2. Because the PlayStation 2, I believe, at one point was the best-selling console of all time, even after the release of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, it was still the top selling console of all time. So yeah, that's that. So y'all be prepared for that. Hopefully by then we'll have PlayStation 5s, which segue into my next story, in which PlayStation 5s may be getting easier to find. So this article is from Wired.com and it reads as follows. Let's go ahead and pull that up. What you think about that, Steven, before we go to the next article about the PlayStation 4 cycle ending? Right, I mean, it's still a couple years because it's 2022, so it's still 3 years left that that the previous gen will still begin releases. It's probably not going to be a lot of them because, like, for example, you know, you have Ghostwire Tokyo, which is on my list to get soon, because that's also for PC as well. But that didn't come out for the PlayStation 4, of course, because of hardware limitations. Also, with Star Wars Jedi Survivor, that's only going to be for the current gen. So it's probably going to be a lot of games that's not going to be released for the previous gen. But, like, you know, obviously your sport games like Madden, 2K, all that kind of stuff is probably still going to be released on there. Call of Duty probably. So, but yeah. Yeah, that's right. We got this article. This episode is horrible, y'all. It's horrible. So still give me 5 stars though. Still rate this. Still like it. Still share it. Still drop those comments. Still drop the support. All this. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm gonna drink this water real quick. Anyway. Let's read this article. Again, it's from Wired.com. It was posted on May the 28th. If you still haven't been able to get your paws on PlayStation 5, hold on, real quick, Steven. Do you have paws, right? Okay, yeah, you have paws. So you're gonna be able to get your paws on the PlayStation 5 soon. Well, once I get mine. Anyway, if you still haven't been able to get your paws on the PlayStation 5 and you're not alone, then get ready to join the party. Sony says it is ramping up production of the console, which has been notoriously difficult to obtain since its release in late 2020 because of lingering supply chain issues. On a call with investors this week, Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan said the material shortage that were keeping PlayStation 5 off the shelves were improving, in that Sony is planning heavy further increases in production. According to a Reuters report, Reuters report of the call, Ryan said Sony hopes to produce 18 million consoles in 2022 compared to 11.5 in 2021. That's a 57% jump. Yeah, hopefully they'll ramp it up soon, because I mean, I'm in no rush to get a PlayStation 5, because again, a lot of the games that I want to play is still available for the previous gen, and like Ghostwire Tokyo, I know that's only available for PlayStation 5, but it's also for PC as well, and I just upgraded my graphics card, so I should be able to play that on PC. Anyway, the news comes as some cities in China institute new lockdowns to slow the spread of COVID-19, which analysts fear could further disrupt manufacturing schedules and continue to gum up global consumer product shipments. Sony says that its own manufacturing pipeline is improving despite these new developments. What time is it? How long was it recorded? 40 minutes. Okay, this might be one of our shorter episodes. Sony also announced that another state of play event is taking place on Thursday, June the 2nd, which already passed, and I did some reactions, which I'm going to be uploading soon. Tune in to the live broadcast to see trailers and teasers and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, yep, that's that. So hopefully with that news, because you know, it's been a lot of, you know, speculations on when, because what is it, the semiconductor chips That's been the main thing that's been missing, which that's not only used for consoles but also for like cars, cell phones, and all that kind of other stuff. So hopefully with that we'll be able to see some PlayStation 5s on the shelves, because one thing I'm starting to notice, like with the Xbox, at least this is more with the Series S, that I'm seeing them more on shelves now. Like I actually was able to buy a Series S off the shelf. Now I'm not seeing that. I don't think I saw any X's on the shelf. I think, but they're easier to find if you go online. They're a little bit more easier to find. But the S's, I'm definitely seeing a whole lot of them on the shelves. So, but that's because Microsoft paid a lot of money to expedite the production, so that way they can get them on the shelves. So, yeah, that's some good news for y'all that's been looking for PlayStation 5s. So that way, hopefully, y'all don't have to pay any scalpers, because my feelings with scalpers is, it's one thing if you like charge an extra $100 or even $200, which I think is a little bit too much, but there's some scalpers out here that charge like extra $500 or even $1,000, you know, taking advantage of what's going on. And I'm like, no, you're not getting that much money out of me. That's why I haven't got a PlayStation 5 yet, because I'm not paying way more than what it's worth. Because first of all, I want the digital edition, which is, was it 400, I believe? I think it's 400. I could be wrong. Is it 405? I think it's 400. I could be wrong. Correct me if y'all want to. But correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, and again, I'm in no rush to get it, because all the games that I want to play that's on it is available either previous gen or for PC. So again, I'm in no rush, but I would like to get one hopefully by either the end of this year or by early next year. But again, I'm in no rush to get it. Now, speaking of PC, I'm sorry. You got anything to say about that, Steven? Right, you want to get your paws on it, right? I mean, we're going to get one soon. We're going to get one soon. I mean, not in the next month or two, but I'm just not paying $1,000, $1,500 for no PlayStation 5. I refuse to pay any scalpers. Shoot, when I got my Series X, I didn't pay no scalper. I paid the correct price for it. I mean, granted, I did it through the Xbox. I financed it through the Xbox, of course, but I still paid the right price for it. All right, anyway. Enough of your madness. Wait, so our next story, which, okay. So I've been bragging about Star Citizen lately. Now, I haven't played in the last few days because I've been super busy, but I've been playing a lot of Star Citizen. I love this game. It's incredible. Now, if you don't know what Star Citizen is, it's like a open world or open galaxy. It's like you can go on spaceships, you can go on ground missions and all that kind of stuff. Just look it up. But apparently somebody built a $30,000 gaming room after a Star Citizen ship. Steven, we need more money. I'm gonna need you to go out there and sell yourself. Yo, Steven, create an OnlyFans. No, I don't think nobody want to see that. No, I don't mean that you. No, I'm not saying that you're ugly. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you. It just, maybe some other squirrels want to see that, but I don't think humans want to see that. I'm all right. I'm sorry, Steven. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, go eat your nuts or whatever. You have nuts right there. You know, I'm just gonna take your almonds, just for that. I love you too, Steven. But anyway, talking all that smack over there. Anyway, hold on, let me drink this water real quick. But yeah, Steven, we need more money, so that way we can just do stupid stuff like this. Well, no. 30,000 though. Let me tell you something. 30,000. That's how much most people make a year. So this guy must be balling. So anyway, this article comes from PCGamer.com and it reads as follows. Yeah, this is going to be a short episode. This man built a 30K gaming room model after a Star Citizen spaceship. Does your gaming room have automatic sliding doors? Popular Thai YouTuber Bankai? No, it's Bankai. Loves Star Citizen. I do too. And apparently had an ungodly amount of money sitting around. Yeah, that's a lot of money sitting around. The result, he built a $30,000 game room based on his favorite ship in Star Citizen, the Crusader Hercules. Towards the 5-minute mark in the video above, you see the construction process for this elaborate room, and Bankai goes over the numerous revisions it took to achieve the space shuttle vibe. The process involved placing wood panels on a steel-wielded frame. It was first assembled at the architect's workshop before it was moved to Bankai's studio. The spaceship room was built as an extension of Bankai's studio and is accessed with automatic sliding doors like in Star Trek or the grocery store. It really does look like you're boarding a spaceship from its office. All that's missing is the hiss and steam of decompression as you enter. The cockpit features 365-inch TVs. Excuse me, my voice all breaking like I'm a teenager or something. Did you hear that, Steven? What? Anyway, Steven. Don't be making fun of my voice. What about your voice? Yes, I know you're the silent co-host, but you still have a voice. You do it. Sometimes you're worse than Dusty. At least Dusty doesn't talk back. The silent co-host that talks back. Anyway, what was I at? The cockpit features 365-inch TVs as well as a curved display that acts as a dashboard for racing and flying games. Below the dashboard is a small holders for flight games and a steering wheel for games like Forza. The PC running the show is a 6,000 custom rig with a RTX 3090. Who? Them 30 series is expensive because I got a 3050 and that was like almost 400 if it wasn't 400. Later in the video, you get a guided tour of the room, which has everything I expect from a $1 million BAHT, roughly $30,000 PC gaming room. You know, like a built-in kitchenette with space for a grill, air fryer, and an electric kettle for making noodles. Sorry, space noodles. Want your own dope spaceship to play video games? Bankai broke down the cost. Ooh. Ship interior $11,685. Automatic doors $1,700. Kitchenette and kitchenware $1,400. 365-inch TVs $4,400. 49-inch Samsung CJ890 curved display $860. Flight control / steering wheel $1,900. LED lights $860. PC $6,650. Bankai plans to use the spaceship room to create more gaming content. At the end of the video, Bankai asks Elon Musk for a Tesla for a collab, of course, and talks a bit about his success with passive income. We tend to take financial advice from popular YouTubers with a grain of salt, but maybe that's why our desks aren't outfitted with a $860 worth of RGB lighting. Yeah, and I'm gonna play the video. I'm just gonna play the video real quick, but I'm gonna mute it. Sorry about that. Oh wait, actually y'all can't hear that. But yeah, as you can see if you're watching the video version, look at that all in the background. Hold on. Let's go through the tour. Like, look at that, y'all. Like, that is... See, this is what happens when you just have a lot of money. That is just... Look at that. Like, it looks like an actual spaceship. Hold on, let's see. Because he's playing Forza on here, but I want to see him play Star Citizen on here. Like, and this thing is complex, too. Like, look at that. So, like, the way that the TV set up, it looks like he's actually looking outside a spaceship. But, yeah. I love Star Citizen, but I don't think I love Star Citizen that much that I'll pay over $30,000 for that gaming room. Now, don't get me wrong, I would put a lot of money towards a gaming room, in which I want to tell y'all something before I end this podcast, but $30,000 towards a room? That's a big down payment for a house. Ain't that right, Steven? Right. I ain't spending that much for a room, but all the power to them. If you got the, I'm not hating on them or anything like that, but if you got the money, if you got it, go ahead and spend it. I just think it can go towards better things, but again, that's his money. He can do whatever he want. So anyway, so let's go to the IRL section of this podcast, which IRL stands for in real life, in which I used to have an article or two talking about some stuff that that's going on in real life. Well, all the stuff that I have, all the articles is real life, but this is stuff that's actually affecting people. So this article that I came across is about mental health workers, and it says that mental health workers are leaving for Chick-fil-A. Yeah, a lot of mental health workers are leaving to work for Chick-fil-A, and this is actually going on in Virginia. And this article is from NBC12.com, and it reads as follows. Let's go ahead and pull up the article. So yeah, Virginia official says staffers are leaving mental health facilities to work at Chick-fil-A. And this was published on the 25th of May. At a meeting last week, Virginia Secretary of Health and Human Resources John Little made an eye-opening remark about the state's understaffed and overstressed mental health facilities. Look, my mom, she's a nurse, right? And she works as a mental health nurse. And she said it is getting worse. But I'm gonna touch on that in a second. We're losing a lot of people to Chick-fil-A, Little told the General Assembly's Joint Commission on Healthcare. And hopefully the budget will help with that. The staffing issues in Virginia's mental health facilities are no secret. But Little's, I think I'm saying his name correctly, Littels, Littel. Oh my gosh, y'all, what's wrong with me? Comment stood out as a stark anecdote about the dire working conditions for some state employees, helping with the crucial societal task of caring for the mentally ill. In an interview Tuesday, Little, an appointee of Governor Glenn Youngkin and former executive with the Magellan Healthcare Company, said broader worker shortages have enabled the fast food industry and others to offer more appealing jobs to state mental health workers who had to show up to relatively low-paying, difficult jobs all through the pandemic. Yeah. Part of it is some of those people do get paid less than you might get in fast food or Target or Walmart or something, and it's not as stressful, Little said. And let me tell y'all something real quick. The fact that they're saying, I've worked retail before, customer service and all this stuff, and it is stressful. But the fact that working in mental health is not easy. And the fact that people are leaving these mental health jobs for fast food, wow. Adding that the state's mental health workers are doing life-saving work every day, which they are. He said he was mostly referring to workers who may be in housekeeping or direct support staff roles and might make around $13 to $18 an hour. Recent Virginia job postings for Chick-fil-A, which advertise all workers get Sunday off when its restaurants are closed, offer similar pay, with some locations offering starting pay of $15 an hour. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, as I was getting ready to say, my mom, she works at, I'm not gonna say where at, but she works in a mental health institute, and yeah, she said it's getting really bad, especially since the start of the pandemic. And actually, she worked at another hospital before in which it was much worse. And the reason why she moved to the hospital she worked at now, because it was supposed to be far less worse, but it's saying that it's getting up there. And the stories that she tell me, now mind you, now she's a nurse and she makes much more than what was listed on that article. But she has told me stories where she had to wrestle people down because they get combative, they start fighting and all that kind of stuff. And with everything that's going on with the pandemic, even though things are starting to kind of die down a little bit, but in its peak, people was losing jobs and all that kind of stuff. It's just, and with mental health crisis on the rise, everything that's going on, the fact that people are leaving those jobs to work at fast food and retail, in which those are very stressful themselves. Oh man, like, and that's why, look, the things that my mom tell me, I don't blame her when she wants to. And you know, it's crazy. I ain't gonna say get mad, but I used to get a little like frustrated when she used to vent about work. But now I understand why she does it. I understand why she does it, because even like with the jobs I worked at, now I have to vent myself, so I understand why she vents. So go ahead and do you, Mom. Go ahead and vent as much as you need to. But for everybody that's out there working in the mental health field, just, you know, make sure to take care of yourself. Make sure to do self-care. Again, all my men, make sure you're doing your hygiene and your self-care and all that kind of stuff, because that helps out a lot. That definitely helps out a lot. So yeah, all my prayers go out to all the mental health workers that's out there, because shoot, you might be, look, the job might drive you so crazy you might end up one of the patients. And I'm laughing, but I'm kind of serious as well. Like, I've heard of stuff like that happening. You end up going from working there to actually being a patient and being admitted there. So, and yeah, it's just, it's tough out there. It's tough out there. What you think, Steven? What'd you say? Yeah, it's just like that kind of job would drive you nuts. I'm sorry. I had to. I had to. You know what, Steve? I'm gonna let you beat me up after that, because I deserve it. After we finish shooting. After we finish this podcast. Oh gosh, y'all! If y'all unfollow me, unsubscribe to me after that, I don't blame y'all. Ooh, that was a big squirrel moment right there. But anyway, I have one more thing to talk about. But before we get to Squirrel Moments University, there's one thing. This is off the you know, I'm kind of going off the rail here, because this wasn't a part of the show notes. But I was gonna wait a while to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it now. I'm gonna talk about it now because I believe in talking, you know, manifesting things and talking things into fruition. But if y'all been watching me for a while now, I've always talked about, you know, that, you know, I live with my dad and all that stuff, which isn't a bad thing, but at the same time, I'm 28, about to go on 29. I'm getting close to my 30s. I've always talked about moving and all that kind of stuff, because, you know, not only so I can make more content whenever I want, but it's time. It's time for me to, you know, I'm a grown man. You know, and it's not bad living here, but at the same time, again, I'm 28 years old. And I had my own place before with somebody, but that situation didn't work out. But recently I got a new job. Well, I'm still working at Amazon right now, but I have one more week left. And after because the things I've been dealing with debt and all that kind of stuff. But with this new job, I'm getting paid more. And I did some numbers, number crunching, and I also consolidated my debt. And after, you know, doing all the numbers and stuff, I finally came to the conclusion that I should be able to move out in the next couple months. So yeah, I'll be able to move out in the next couple of months. So right now, my journey, what I'm doing right now is saving up some money so that way I can get my own spot and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna be working hard. So if y'all see me not dropping content as much, that's because I'm focused. But I'm still gonna be dropping content and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I want to be able to move. So first of all, cause again, I'm a grown man. I'm a grown ass man. I'm almost in my 30s. And second, again, once I have my own place, I can record and make content whenever I want, day and night, like Kid Cudi. Day and night, like Kid Cudi. Day and night. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, I'm gonna be saving money. And speaking of that, I always say that y'all not obligated to do this, because y'all are not obligated to do this at all. Because y'all watching my videos and listening to the podcast alone, sharing, dropping comments on all that stuff, that helps already. That's enough. That's all the support that I really need. Because I appreciate everybody's support that watches, drop comments, share, and all that kind of stuff. But if y'all want to support me, want to financially support me, again, I do have my Cash App, which is, if y'all want to make a donation, my Cash App is $Irving TV. It's also on the screen if you're watching the video version. So if y'all want to throw anything my way, anything definitely helps. But again, y'all not obligated to, but that would definitely go towards, towards the move, towards getting my apartment and all that kind of stuff. So if y'all decide to make a donation, I greatly appreciate it ahead of time. Again, y'all don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Again, the support of y'all watching and listening alone, rating, sharing, all that alone supports me. So that alone is all the support that I need. But again, if y'all want to make a donation, I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm so happy about that. Because I've been trying to move for the last 2-3 years, but financially I've been hurting. So I'm not gonna get into too much details, but yeah, just know I've been financially hurting. But anyway, so let's go into. I'm sorry, Steven. What were you ready to say? Right, so now you'll be able to run around the house and you'll be able to get all the nuts that you want. Oh gosh, the people gonna get tired of me making nut jokes every time I talk about you or talk to you or whatever. They gonna get tired of it. But anyway, so yeah, let's get the Squirrel Moments University. So again, Squirrel Moments University is the part of the podcast which usually is at the very end, is when I give like life advice or just some information or some gems that I feel like can help people out, young and old, whether again life advice, some educational advice, whatever that I can come up with or whatever I come across. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Listen to a lot of podcasts. I read a lot of books, all that kind of stuff. I watch and listen to a lot of motivational videos, a lot of interviews, and a lot of that. And I just love to learn every day. That me personally, the reason why I love to get so much information is not only to help myself, but also give information out to other people, to you guys, so that way it can help you guys out. Cause sometimes all it is you need to hear the right thing or hear the right information, and that can take you much farther. That's all you need. Sometimes that's all you need is just to hear that one thing. You need to hear that one thing. And lately I've been hearing a lot of those one things. So all it takes is that one thing, and it can definitely rocket somebody's life. It can definitely push them forward, push them up, and whatever. And the thing that I want to talk about, and this goes more into the mental health section, more the mental health field, and that's letting yourself process things. Now, this is what I mean by that, and we're gonna get a little deep here. In this world, especially in America, all we doing is work, move, work, move. When things happen, we're taught to push through it and to keep moving, which is true. You got to keep moving. But the one thing we never do is process what is going on. And this is what I mean by process. And I'm trying to explain it in the best words possible, the best way that I can. Because I notice, I'm starting to notice more that, you know, sometimes I have a problem articulating what's in my mind, articulating my thoughts. But what I mean by process things, like, let's just say something happened to you, right? Whether it's traumatic or whatever. What we tend to do is push it down. What we tend to do is ignore it, so that way we can keep going, because we know we can't just stop there. We just can't, you know, because life keep moving. The world got to keep moving. So what we do is we ignore those things, and we don't sit down to think about what happened and, you know, again, process it. So, like, for example, you know, when people grieve, when people lost a loved one or anything like that, some people, and everybody grieves differently, but some people don't grieve at all. They just keep on moving, keep on pushing, because they try to be there for their family. They got to keep working and all that kind of stuff. So they don't even process it. They kind of just ignore those emotions. They ignore those feelings. And the bad thing about that, obviously, is that builds up, and it gets to a point where it just all come crashing down. And the things I've been learning recently, especially with my you know, because I go to therapy, because I've been open with y'all before. You know, I've been dealing with depression. You know, I also got ADHD, anxiety, and all that kind of stuff. In the last 2-3 months, I've been feeling good lately. Like, I've been feeling so much better. Of course, you know, there's still things that happen in life, you know, that get me down from time to time. But the last few years, I've been dealing with a lot. Like, because again, I said this 2 episodes ago, I take antidepressants, ADHD medication, anxiety medication, all that kind of stuff. I'm not afraid to talk about it, and I feel like with me being open with y'all, I feel like I can help y'all. So one of the things that I was going through, like, I was dealing with my exes and all that kind of stuff when I was dating them. Every time something would happen with those relationships, I would never process it. And I don't mean, when I mean by process, you know, sitting there and process it, I don't mean by sitting there and dwelling on what's going on. I mean by I didn't let myself go through the emotions of things. I didn't let myself go through the emotions. I didn't let myself be happy. I didn't let myself be sad. Let myself be happy. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't let myself go through those emotions. I just tried to push through them instead. I didn't let myself go through them. And the problem with that is, again, you push them all down and eventually come out in a way that's explosive, that's destructive. So recently what I've learned is I've been letting myself go through the emotions more. And what I mean by that is, you know, if something happens to me, I'm not going to ignore how I feel. I'm not going to deny my feelings. Like, okay, here's an example. And this recently happened. And this y'all might laugh at me for this, but this is a perfect example. There was this girl, right, that she was a co-worker of mine, right? Well, she is still a co-worker, but sooner or later it's gonna be past tense. Y'all know what I mean. But I had the biggest crush on her. When I say I had the biggest crush, I had the biggest crush on her for months. When I say months, I mean months. And she was a wonderful person. She's a wonderful person, right? Now, because I'm on my last days at my job, I finally got up and, you know, and I went to go ask her out, and she rejected me. And it hurt a bit. I ain't gonna lie, it hurt a bit. But I let myself go through the emotions, and I was like, okay, this hurts, you know, because, you know, I developed a big crush on her and all that kind of stuff. I developed feelings for her, you know, because again, I've been having these feelings for months. So it's been building up. Now, did I go in a dark room and cry like, oh my gosh, I'll never find love again? No, I ain't do all that. I ain't do all that. But I let myself go through the emotions, because I was like, let me go through it real quick. Let me come to terms with it, and then I'll be fine. Which I'm fine now. I'm fine. That day, I was like a little embarrassed because I'm like, I kind of screwed up a bit. I ain't gonna lie when I tried to ask, because I kept stuttering and all that kind of stuff. And again, I was a little embarrassed at first. You know, I was like, oh man, she was bad, and you know, she's a good person, and this, that, and the other, good personality. But after I went through that motion that day and the next day, I was fine. I was fine because I know there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's a lot of more people out there. Plus, I'm not big on dating right now. Like, if I come across somebody, sure. But that's not my biggest goal right now. My biggest goal is, like I said earlier, getting my own place, working on myself, this, that, whoop, whoop, whoop. That's my biggest goal. Because I didn't want to date anyway until I get my own place. So, but I shot my shot. And I got turned down and it was fine. Because the old me would have kind of been down and out about it. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody would ever like me. I'll never get good. That's the old me. That's the old me. And I'm not going to lie about it. So that's what I mean by, let yourself process things. Don't deny your emotions. If something hurts you, acknowledge the fact that it hurt you. Keep it moving, of course. Don't just dwell on those emotions. But if you process through the emotions, get it out the way. If you gotta cry, go ahead and cry. Because I was joking with one of my other co-workers. I was like, she rejected me. I might go in the corner and cry for a day, but then I'll be fine the next day, which I didn't do that. I ain't going to the corner and cry, anything like that. But if I let myself go through the emotions and don't deny it, then it's easier to accept them. So, because especially, and this go towards the my men out here, especially men of color, all my minorities and all that kind of stuff. Because of everything that we've gone through and things that we're going through, we're trying to survive in this world right now. The pandemic, the economy, all that kind of stuff, and plus, again, racism, all that kind of stuff, discrimination. We go through a lot, and because we have families to raise, bills to pay, make sure we have a roof over our family's head, food on our stomachs, all that kind of stuff, because we have to, we don't give ourselves the time to process those emotions, or we deny those emotions, and it just takes a toll on us. So let yourself go through the process, whether it's grieving or you going through a breakup. Don't deny those feelings. If you have to cry, go ahead and cry. Just give yourself some time to go through the emotions, accept that it happened, and then you'll be able to move on much better. And that's the best way I can explain it. And don't deny therapy neither. Don't deny therapy, because it helps. Like, again, I've been going to therapy for the last few years, and it helps a lot. My therapist, I love my therapist, and I'm gonna be hurt the day that that she's no longer my therapist, because eventually she's gonna have to retire, all that kind of stuff, and it's gonna hurt. But I'm gonna let myself go through the emotions and let myself process that. And I'm also, again, I'm preparing myself for that day, but for now, I'm appreciating everything that she's doing for me. Yes, and I know I'm giving her money, I'm paying her, but shoot, if she's making my life much better, then I appreciate it. So, yeah, let yourself go through the motions, process your emotions, all that stuff. Don't just ignore it. Go through it. Again, if you gotta cry, if you gotta let it out somehow in a healthy way, of course, do it. Don't deny it. Don't deny it. Ain't that right, Steven? You gotta let yourself process it, right? Right. Yeah, me and Steven adores mental health. Better mental health. We endorse great mental health, and that's one of the things that I want to do. As I start building a following, as I start getting more successful in content creation. I'm not doing this just for money, because I'm not getting money right now. I'm not getting paid right now, but I still love doing this. But I also love helping people as well. The thing that I'm going with right now is the double E method, which is entertain and educate. So that's what I want to do. I want to help people. So yeah. And also, speaking of which, look at my shirt. We are all human. This month is Pride Month, so we are all human. So I want to help anybody that I can. I don't care about color, gender, creed, sexuality, all that kind of stuff. I don't care about all that. Everybody's human at the end of the day. I might not understand your lifestyle, but I will respect it. And that's what a lot of people ask for, is just the respect of the lifestyle. We ain't got to understand it, anything like that. I ain't got to understand it, but I'm going to respect it. like for example, the whole like the pronouns, like I don't 100% understand it, and I'm not gonna lie about it and say like, oh, I understand it, whatever. But I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna respect it. You know, hopefully I get educated more on that topic. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna respect it. Even if somebody try to educate me and I still don't understand it, I'm still gonna respect that person. Because at the end of the day, everybody deserves to live. Every living being deserves to live, and every living being deserves to be respected. Just like Steven over here, he deserves to get respected, even though he gets on my nerves sometimes. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Do you have anything else you got to say, Steven, before we go? Yep, it's all love over here. It's all love over here. So again, I appreciate everybody for watching the podcast. If you're watching the video version, which is on youtube.com/IRvingTV, I appreciate everybody that's listening to the audio version, which is available on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple, all that, the other platforms, all that other stuff. I appreciate everybody that's following me on all my social medias. If you're not following me, it's on the screen, but I also tell you everything is IRvingTV. I got Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I believe I'm on just about every single social media. I can't keep up with all of them. I'm most active on my Instagram though. So if you follow me on Instagram and you drop comments and send me messages, I'm definitely gonna respond to those because I'm more active on Instagram. But anyway, and again, if you want to financially support the podcast and everything, again, you're not obligated to, but it's Cash App. My Cash App is $IRvingTV. And yeah, that's all I got for today. And as usual, promoting peace, gaming, and wings.